I should have noticed it sooner, not through some dramatic event or sudden revelation, but in the small shifts, the quiet signals that only make sense when you look back. The way her replies started taking longer, how her phone seemed permanently glued to her hand, the silence that replaced the light-hearted chatter we once shared over dinner. We used to talk about anything and everything, office gossip, weekend plans, little pointless things. But lately, it felt like I was dining next to a stranger. I remember the exact moment it hit me. We were on the couch, and I was telling her about a flooded pipe at work, how the building manager nearly fainted. She smiled, but her eyes were somewhere else entirely. That's when I realized she was gone in every way that mattered, even though she was right there beside me. Betty and I had been married 6 years. Our life wasn't glamorous, but it was steady. No fireworks, no disasters. I thought that steadiness meant security. I was wrong. It all shifted on a Thursday. I was in our bedroom sorting mail, bills, the usual. She walked in, paused in the doorway, like she was rehearsing how to start. Then she said it. "We need to talk." I stayed still, just watching her. "I've been seeing someone," she said, eyes fixed on the floor. I didn't flinch. "Who?" She hesitated. "It's Alan, her old coworker. The one always leaving those dumb inside joke comments. The harmless fun," she said. "How long?" I asked. 2 months, she admitted. "We haven't slept together." "But you're planning to," I said. No answer. That was enough. I sat on the edge of the bed, hands on my knees. I wasn't angry, at least not yet, just cold, like a switch inside me had flipped, everything slowing down around me. She stepped closer. "I don't want a divorce, Roger. I'm just confused." "Care about you?" I asked. "I do," she said. I looked at her. "You care about me while thinking of someone else." "I didn't expect this," she whispered, voice tight. "Alan, he listens. He makes me feel seen." I let silence speak. "So, what do you want?" I asked. She exhaled. "Time. Space. For me, for us." I stood. "You want to try someone else while keeping me waiting. That's what this is." She opened her mouth to protest, but no words came. She was caught in her own truth. I walked out of the room, not because I had nothing to say, but because I already had all the answers I needed. She left the next morning. No dramatic farewell, no suitcases stacked high, just one overnight bag and her favorite green coat, tied in that double knot she always did. She didn't say where she was going, but I didn't need to ask. I already knew. She paused in the doorway as I sat at the dining table with my coffee. "This isn't goodbye. It's just time apart." I didn't respond. She lingered, probably expecting tears or a desperate plea. All she got was the sound of my spoon tapping the mug. Then she left. I waited until her car disappeared down the street before standing. The silence that followed wasn't peace. It felt like hollow walls closing in. I didn't call anyone, didn't post anything. I just cleaned, took down the hallway mirror she'd insisted on, moved her aloe plant from the bathroom. I wasn't angry. I just wanted my space back. By midday, I sat at my desk with a blank document open, titled Separation Planning. Not revenge, not anger, clarity. That night, she sent a message. "Hope your day was okay. I'll check in tomorrow." I stared, then typed back. "Take your time. No, I miss you." No questions. No asking where she was, or who she was with. Deep down, I already knew. This wasn't a break. It was a test. To see if Alan could give her what she thought I couldn't. What she didn't know. I wasn't waiting around. She thought she had time. She didn't. In the second week, her messages grew longer, more like confessions and check-ins. "I've been thinking about us. Being away feels strange. Alan's not what I expected. I miss talking to you." I read it twice. Didn't answer immediately. The next morning, I replied, "I'm doing all right. Hope you're well." Short, neutral. That shook her. Her messages started to falter. Less confident, more uncertain. She asked about my sleep, the house, if I'd rearranged anything. She even mentioned therapy, not for her, but for us. It was like watching someone slowly realize a lifeboat they jumped into had a hole in it. I started getting my paperwork ready. James, a colleague, had gone through something similar. He recommended a lawyer, discreet, efficient, no drama. Vanessa, I emailed her that night. By the next afternoon, consultation booked. Betty still thought this was just a pause, that she could return and resume our life. I wasn't pressing pause. I was closing the book. One night, she called from an unknown number. I almost ignored it. Her voice soft. "Hey, it's me." "Yeah, I figured." I said, "I just wanted to hear your voice." Alan, he hasn't changed. Still moody. Doesn't listen. I thought I was stepping into something real, but it feels like a memory I shouldn't have chased. I didn't give her the comfort she sought. Sometimes the past stays buried for a reason. She went quiet. "Do you think we could talk in person?" "Maybe," I said, "when the time's right." Then I hung up. 3 weeks after she left, I was in Vanessa's office, signing papers. She was everything James said, efficient, clear, no frills. She reviewed the prenup, drafted terms, explained everything step by step. No games, no drama, just a clean, final closure of something long gone. I went to the bank, opened a new account, rerouted my paycheck, updated shared bills. Quiet, methodical. Meanwhile, Betty began to unravel. Messages turned wistful. "Remember that lake trip to storm the diner?" I keep thinking about it. Then, "I've been journaling. Try to figure out what I really want. I think I made a mistake. Alan, he's not you." Finally, she wrote, "Can we talk? I'd like to come by. No pressure. Just talk, please." I gave it a day and replied, "Tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Just a conversation." She arrived at 9:57. Same coat, tired eyes, hopeful. She glanced around, unfamiliar. I'd repainted, moved furniture, changed the kitchen lighting. "You repainted?" she asked. "Yeah. Looks different. Feels different. No wine. No hugs. Just space and silence." "I thought I needed to explore," she said softly. "Alan, isn't it? He's selfish. Thinks the world owes him. I see that now." I stayed calm, steady. Then I stood, pulled a folder from the drawer, and set it before her. "What's this?" Clarity in writing. She opened it. Divorce papers. Hands trembling slightly. "You're serious." I was. The day she left, I was serious. She just didn't believe me. "You don't have to do this. We can fix it. I'm ready now." I didn't budge. "I'm not angry, Betty. But I'm not rebuilding what you chose to walk away from. That's not how this works." Her fingers grazed the folder. I was lost. I made a dumb decision. I thought Alan could help, but he reminded me why I left him. That was the first admission. Alan wasn't just a co-worker. He was an ex-history she'd never shared in 6 years. "So, while I was trying to make sense of it, you went back to him?" I asked. She whispered. I panicked. "Didn't know how to talk to you. You're always so calm. I didn't think you'd fight." I said, "You took my silence for weakness." "It wasn't. It was patience. I needed to see who you were when you thought I wasn't looking." Her face tensed. "So you were planning to leave me?" "No. I was planning to survive you." Her voice cracked. "What about counseling? One session? We owe it to what we built." I stood. "You owed that before you left." She stared, stunned. "You're really doing this?" I already had. She just hadn't noticed. She stood, clutching the folder like it could protect her. "I guess this is it." I nodded. For me, it had been 3 weeks ago. This was just paperwork. She walked out. No hug, no tears. Car door closed. Last time she stepped in my house. 2 months later, signed, no appeals, no late-night calls. Just silence. The house no longer felt like a memory. It felt like mine. I changed the bedspread, donated her chair, removed the skyline print she loved. I moved on quietly, intentionally. She hasn't reached out. Sometimes I see her watching my stories. That's enough. 2 weekends ago, I drove north with no plan. Found a small town, coffee shop, bookstore. Sat for hours, reading, writing. A woman named Clara complimented my book. We talked about second chances, Quiet healing. Exchange numbers. No expectations, just something honest. On the drive home, I realized I hadn't thought about Betty all weekend. Not once. She had become background noise in a life finally in tune. This wasn't revenge. Not winning. Just waking up, making coffee, not bracing for the door to slam. Being a version of myself untouched by someone else's choices. Last Saturday at Whole Foods, frozen section, I reached for peas. She grabbed oat milk. We paused. "Hey," she whispered. "Hey." We stood as people moved around us. "You look good," she said. "Thanks." "You too," I replied. Not entirely true, but she needed to hear it. She glanced at my cart. "Cooking for someone?" "Just me." I smiled. She nodded, unsure how to process that. "I keep thinking about that last morning," she said. "You were so calm. I thought you'd fall apart. Yo, fight." I shrugged. "That's not how I fight." She laughed, tired. "I see that now." Long silence. She shifted, want to say more, didn't. "You happy?" she asked. I paused, letting the silence speak. "Yeah, I am." She smiled. Small. Not bitter, not regretful. No hug. No coffee. Maybe someday. We nodded, went opposite ways. That night, I made pasta, played Coltrane, ate on the couch, bowl in hand like college. And it hit me. The man she left behind would have clung to that store moment, replayed it, imagined other endings. Me? I finished my dinner, watched a movie, slept like someone who had nothing left to prove, because this story didn't end in heartbreak.